How you doing tonight, Bonnie? I'm just trying to get everybody settled in tonight. We gonna get started as soon as we get in and have folks tap a little bit. You know, we got my goal. I don't know what those. Oh, see you after hours. What's up? We got Eve in the house. Hey, you got that? It's my theme music. Watch out there now. I can make you some too. Night after dark. See you after dark. Let's go. Cheat codes. We dropping them tonight. Oh, this one's good tonight though. Talking about I want to be rich. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. What does it take? Oh. Come on. Got the flute. I got this too. I don't know what this is, but I got this too. Oh, thank you for sharing it out. Let's get them in here. Get them in the room. Let's go. I am. The GFC family in the house. Let's go. Just vibe to my theme song, baby. I made this song. TT can't take this from me. It's mine. Oh, yep. You used to drive in your car with this one, huh? We had 800 likes. We gotta get a few more. Come on in. Hey, get your seat. Get your virtual seat. The last person to come in the room. I'm gonna tell you to close the door. I'll tell you though. Let's go. Let's go. Oh yeah. Everybody want to know how you be rich. What does it take? Ain't that hard. Just follow a few little things. Purpose driven. Let's go. Welcome to the room, baby. After hours, after hours. Dropping knowledge like, They say you can't talk like that. You can't tell them no secrets. Who gonna stop me? Nobody stopping me. We going. Thank you. Thank you for getting your heart made. Oh, we gonna have fun tonight though. But right now we gonna vibe out. After dark. Hey. Come chill for the night. After dark. Thank you for sharing it out. Life with. Hey, life with. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Get the excitement up. Ooh, we gonna talk good tonight. Being rich. What does it take? Forget rich. What about wealth? How we set that up? Yo, after dark, after dark. Truth is getting told. Right. I hope y'all been here the last few days, cause it's been hot in here. After dark. Come on, we up there. Oh. Hey, DJ Shop, welcome in. Purpose driven, life with. I see you. Eve in the house. I am. After face. Hey, welcome in tonight. Welcome in. Hey, tonight ain't gonna be no less hot than the last few days that we dropped. Oh, wait a minute. Got bars. I'm early on. I got bars. I ain't even try to do that one. That's not even the one I planned. All right. Fantastic. Hey, welcome in tonight, guys. Thank you for getting your heart meet. Come on in. Settle in. Settle in. I know we're going to have a lot of viewers outside the room. But the ones that's inside the room, I know what kind of people you are. I know what kind of people you are. You the ones who want to get that DJ Shop knowledge. Hey, DJ Shop. Man, come in tonight again. Good. Listen. Tonight, what we want to talk about is how your future self needs to be planned for right now. See, a CEO wealth shift, becoming someone new before the life catches up with you. I'm going to drop some things on you tonight. And I've been talking about other businesses. I might drop a little bit about that tonight, right? Showing you how some of the big CEOs, how they made some moves, right? They were undercover when they did them. They made those moves, and folks, man, by the time the gavel dropped on what they were doing, it was too late. Momentum was already going. They couldn't be stopped. They could not be stopped. But I want to share some things about different CEOs and what they all pretty much have in common, right? So welcome to CEO After Dark, where we drop these cheat codes. Thank you all for getting your heart meets. I really appreciate you. See, we're talking about something deeper tonight, deeper than just strategy. We're going to talk something deeper than just leadership. We're talking about wealth in you, right? Every breakthrough in your life, every level up in your life, transformation, any word you want to use, right, starts with becoming someone new internally long before the external world catches up with what you're doing. See, a lot of times people say, well, what you doing? You trying to fake it till you make it? No. What I'm doing is I'm showing that even though I might not have $1 in my bank, I see a multi-million-dollar future, right? And that has to start now. So thank you all for coming in tonight. I guarantee, like I guaranteed yesterday, and I delivered, is that I guarantee tonight that if you pay attention to where we're going to go tonight, is that you're going to be leaving out of here encouraged. You're going to have a renewed spirit about how you need to be thinking, right? And really, how do wealthy people think? You know, how do the rich really think? Not now. See, where are they seeing themselves 10 years, 15, 20 years down the road? Where are they seeing themselves that far down the road? So this is the cheat code behind every powerful CEO you have ever admired in your life. Everyone. Well, I don't care which one you think of. These are the things that they are all aligned with. Male, female, it doesn't make a difference. There's certain things, certain key elements, folks, that rich and wealthy folks have and do that you have got to get aligned on. Okay, wealthy people, thoughts, let's go. I love it, right? Tonight you're going to, look, tonight we're going to go into some dangerous territory, guys. It's going to be dangerous tonight. See, the part of success that your ex swears that we never thought you had in you. Yeah, ain't no way, right? That self-work that you do, that ain't sexy. Well, until it starts paying all the bills, all right? And that's when it become real sexy, right? Oh, all that self-work you've been doing, all those people that you've been talking to help you work through certain things that you have going on with you. Now, look, a wealth shift is when you internally decide. A wealth shift is when you internally decide to become the person you know you were meant to be way before it ever happened. Way before it ever happened. Look, so you ever heard of? And I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you know tonight. I'm gonna drop a little bit of Bible tonight, just a little bit, because I think it has some great things in it that show you a little differently. That you can. I'm gonna remind you of some folks, right? I'm gonna talk about Joshua and Caleb. And it's around the Numbers, the 13th chapter. Now, remember when they was just wandering around in the wilderness? I'm just wandering. There's a passage in there that says, "Hey, thank you for your heart, mate." There's a passage in that Bible that shows you that They were wandering for 40 years, but as they were wandering, they were just really going around in a circle. Yeah. They kept to the point where it said, you know what, didn't we pass this place before? Well, you're going in a circle. Yeah, I'm sure you passed it a couple times, right? You passed it a couple times, right? But when it was that 40th year, when it was time for them to get out of the wilderness, right? Then they sent 12 spies over. Anybody remember that? Sending 12 spies over. What happened was that 10 of them came back with a report. 2 of them came back with a different report. Now, you might have heard that 10 of them came back with a false report. Well, that's not true. 10 of them, they said what they saw. They said these people over there, they look like giants. They are huge. And we just look like grasshoppers in their eyesight. Well, that was a true report, according to what they were seeing, right? It was true, right? But then 2 of them came back and said, yeah, what they said was, that is. But we can take it. It's ours because it was already given to them, right? It was already theirs. They had already understood that the promise was theirs, right? Right? The promise was already there. So Joshua and Caleb, when they came back with a report like, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's hit it, right? So they weren't, the 10, right? The 10 might represent us, right? When we're looking at ourselves at this state, or we might be looking at our past, right? So that's that large part of you that has that apprehension about moving forward. That's that large part of you that's real afraid of moving forward with the future. That's that large part of you that has so much lack and build up in your face that you just cannot see, as it were, the forest for the trees, right? So that's that. What's that 10 represent? But that 2, and this is that mindset, that 2 mindset that we're gonna dig out tonight. We're gonna dig out that 2 mindset tonight. See, we can take it. See, the land is ours. That means that their wealth saw victory, right? While their eyes saw the enemies, right? The 10, they saw enemies. The 2 saw victory. The 10 saw enemies, distractions, problems, way they couldn't get around it, right? But the 2 saw victory, right? Because it was just what they saw. In fact, then y'all remember the story, right? That it took 2 men to carry 1 bundle of grapes. Now, do you know how heavy, right? Do you know how heavy a bundle of grapes is got to be for 2 men to carry them? And how, right? And what that also showed is that the people over there, you don't have big old grapes unless you got big old people to eat them. Right? You got 10 big old... Man, that's going to scare anybody, right? And those giants, guys, those giants are nothing more than the obstacles in the way. But I would say the giants really are you, right? The giants are you and me that cannot see past the victory that's already been given to us, right? So the lesson here is that Joshua and Caleb, that they teach us, is that vision comes before possession. Let me say that again. Vision comes before possession. All right? So if you're a CEO, you're an entrepreneur, in your very own life, let's get outside of business. Let's get out of business. Let's get out of business, right? Your very own life, right? What are those obstacles now that you have got to remove out of your way so that you can see your future self exist? What are those things, right? And this is the mindset I'm telling you that all wealthy people, now I'm going to qualify myself in a minute. But what I'm telling you now, you can probably resonate with. But I'm going to qualify myself in a minute. Right? I'm going to talk to you about Solomon. Yeah, this ain't no Bible lesson, but yet it is. Right? Right? King Solomon. Do you know he asked for wisdom? Right? But fast forward, what happened is that, y'all remember this story, right? You had 2 mothers. Right? They both had babies. But one of them slept and actually killed their baby at night, just suffocated them. It was by mistake. It wasn't on purpose, right? But instead of taking accountability for that, what she did was went over to the other ladies, put the dead baby in her arms, and took the live baby in her. And so the next morning comes, these 2 women run to Solomon. And Solomon then hears the matter, And the one lady said, no, this is my baby. The other lady says my baby. She said, yep, I got an idea. This is how we going to figure this thing out. He asked for a sword to come, didn't he? And what did he do then? Right? He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this baby in half. And I'm going to get half of the baby to you and half of the baby to you. Now, you know the woman that suffocated her child said, yeah, cut him in half. Right? Said, cut him in half, do it. And then the other woman, whose baby it truly was, said, no, don't do that. I just prefer you give the baby to that other lady. Now, Solomon, understanding that, knew right then that woman was the true mother of that baby. And what did he do? He ended up giving that live baby to the true mother. Now, what's the point? The point is that he was asking for the display of he was asking for wisdom so he can judge his people, right? But then that was a true display of wisdom that happened, right? Prior to him, so in other words, he had to understand that I've already been given. Now, King Solomon was the wisest man on the face of the earth besides the Messiah, right? He was considered the wisest man on the face of the earth besides the Messiah. Now, I'm not doing a Bible lesson tonight. I'm not doing a Bible lesson. I'm not. Yep, I'm doing an internal check. I'm doing an internal check of us tonight. So Solomon didn't wait for wisdom to show up, right? He operated in wisdom. See, ooh, that's different. See, he didn't wait for it to show up. He was operating in wisdom. Are you operating as if you already, you might have $0 in your bank account, but are you operating? It's like this. Let's say you are completely broke. Don't have $1 in your name, but then you messed around and looked at a lottery ticket, right? And the lottery ticket you started renting is 3. Oh, 3? Four? Okay, 4. 52? I got it. 52. I got 52. 90? Oh, 90. I got it. A win. Boom. And here you go. Now you have $1 million in your hand on that ticket, right? But you do not have $1 in your bank. But do you know how you operate in that day? Huh? Yeah, your chest way out. You can care less that you have $0 in the bank, because once you go cash that check, once you cash that check for $1 million, you already living like you probably already started buying stuff. I'm gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? I got to get that Lambo sitting over there. My mom and them, they need a little place to stay too. You know what I'm saying? But you are operating, guys, already in there. You know that you would do that. I mean, by the Lambo. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you would do, right? So Solomon, he just didn't wait for wisdom, guys. He was operating already in it. See, the average person, it will move according to their history, right? But a CEO moves according to their future, right? See, that's why CEOs, entrepreneurs, and things like that, we don't have time to worry about the little small details. We hire you for that. Right? So it's not, those little details, guys, because what they do, they block your overall execution of your future vision, right? So you don't want to get bogged down in minutiae. You have got to understand what's more important, what's not. They got this thing called, do we have any doctors or nurses or just people who think they're real smart and just know about the brain in the audience right now? Because I'm going to talk about something called the RAS, right? The Reticular Activation System, RAS, right? So the RAS is, it's a dense cluster of neurons which filter reality based on your identity. It's an internal check in you, right? Your brain doesn't follow what your goals are. Your brain follows really what your internal blueprint is. You know how you can sit down and write a bunch of things on there, say, well, I'm gonna have $1 million. I'm gonna travel the world. I'm gonna do all these different things. But if your internal barometer does not say that that's where you going, you ain't going nowhere. All right. Your internal barometer is already saying no. You saying that stuff. You just writing it down because people told you to write those things down, what my goals will be. But your internal barometer has got to be the one that says, yep, I'm going there, right? Yep, I'm going there, right? And it's going to make a way for you to get there. It is going to make a way for you to get there. I'm gonna give you another example. So last year I decided to start to do options trading in the stock market, right? I know you can supercharge your wealth with options trading. What I did not realize is that there are different traders in the market, right? You have those that are snipers, that mean you in and out really quick. You have those long-term, they call them leaps, where you can take an option and just run it out for a year or two, or I guess 6 months may be the shortest as a leap would be, but a year or two, something like that, leaps, right? That takes a different strategy to do that. What I found out, though, that when you're doing options trading or any stock trading, it is really based on who you are internally. It ain't about making money like that, not like that. Because if you are a person who really internally cannot take and know how the stock market move up and down fast, you probably are not one that needs to be day trading, right? It is, you have to get locked in with who you are. And so trading is based on who you are, just like anything else, right? So it helps to understand who you are before you even try to jump in different things. So I found out that I like day trading. I'm probably more suited the way I operate, because I'm looking at it, because as soon as the stock market open, boom, I'm sitting here like a horse race, and I'm like, go. And I'm riding, and here you go. Then I'm on Secretariat, right? Y'all know who Secretariat is? Y'all don't know who Secretariat, but I'm riding it, right? And then I'm like, oh God, So I lost tens of thousands of dollars fooling around, because I just didn't understand my internal barometer with respects to stock market, right? So I understood now that I'm probably more suited for the 6 month out, the year out kind of plays versus just the day-to-day operation. Even though I'll play some day-to-day, but I can't do it as much as I used to. So, and that's understanding who you are, guys. That's understanding who you are. Now, let me give you another example. You got a guy named Howard Schwartz from Starbucks. Now, what I'm showing you right now is how you can picture yourself in the future, right? Using some examples that you may know and may not. Just me bringing them back, you remember. Now, Howard Schwartz, he spoke about that little small Starbucks company he had, right? He spoke like the Starbucks was an international operation. I was in a gentleman's room earlier today, Dwayne Williams. Anybody know Dwayne Williams? This gentleman goes and talks about basically business structure, right? And how LLCs is really not the best structure for you, right? That dude changed my, here I am. I've been in business for years, folks. Been in business for years. I've made over 7 figures every year, right? Every year. But this dude changed my life. And I'm like, I can't wait to implement the things that he was talking about. It's crazy. And that's another thing too. You gotta be teachable. I don't care where you are. I don't care where you are in life. You got to remain teachable, right? And the things that he was saying, I was like, I can't deny him. I mean, yeah, that's true. And he was showing that no matter how successful you may have been, you may have still been dealing with a little bit of lack. And I was. I mean, according to the way the structure, he said, did you even read the paperwork when you set your structure up? Right? This is things he's saying in live with, a couple of hundred people in there, 300 or 400 people. And I'm like, he must be talking directly to me. Hell, because I didn't read none of that stuff. I just kind of, I got lawyers and I got accountants and got all that kind of stuff. But error. You're right. I am, Fred. You got to remain teachable. You got to remain teachable. And education, and here's another thing. I'm the president of a school board. Our curriculum teaches people to read. You got 2 things you got to do before you get out of school. You got to learn how to read and do some math. That's it. I guess I focus more on the math part. Right, focus more on the math part when I should have been, reading a little bit, because it could have probably gave me a whole lot more money. Doggone it, man. But hey, I'm glad I met him. I'm glad I heard the stuff that he said, right? But Howard Schwartz, man, he spoke about Starbucks way before it became an international thing. And they spent At 1 year, I think they put up 20,000 of those Starbucks. Can y'all even imagine that, right? When you got to look at your business to the point where momentum is a beast in business. Once you have momentum, it's hard for you to even slow it down. That's how you have got to be in position, right? Momentum is the fuel. That's what CEOs really concern ourselves with. We don't really focus on the obstacles. We don't really focus on a whole lot of the little dots being dotted. The I's being dotted and the T's being crossed, because we know that as time go on, we have had enough experience and made enough bad decisions and did enough wrong and met enough bad people and made some good decisions to know that when we are tackling something new, that we can figure it out, right? And that we know that the opportunity, though, is the one that exists, so we're gonna push on with it, right? Let me talk to you about another person. Y'all ever heard of Jim Carrey? Yeah, you have. Yeah. Let me show you something. Jim Carrey. You know that Jim Carrey is reported, and I heard him actually say this too on one of those talk shows, that he wrote himself a check. He was a broke actor, but he wrote himself a check for $10 million, right? Yep, he's a comedian actor, right? He wrote himself for $10 million, but here's a look. He got his start though on In Living Color. Remember that? In Living Color was man. I sure hated to see that show go off. Some of y'all ain't old as me. Let me take. I'm sorry. Some of y'all may have heard about In Living Color and not really seen it. But y'all remember Big Legs in the front, right? Right, In Living Color, right? But that's where he got his start. So shout out to the Keenan, the Wainings, the Wainin and them. You know what? The Waininims and the Wainins, they all got big families. You know, the singing group, the Wainins, the Wayne. You know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I mean. All right. So let's move on to a man you probably haven't heard of before. They call him Abraham, right? Abraham. When God came to Abraham, did you know his name was Abram at first, right? But God came to him and he said, look, I'm going to change your name to Abraham, right? And you are going to be, why I'm changing that? Because you are going to be the father of many nations, right? Many nations. So when God come to you, Eve, and say, I'm changing your name, your name is changed. Now look, this is prior to him even having any children. And by the way, the story is so funny in fact that Sarah laughed about it. Y'all remember that? Because she was hearing God talk to Abraham and he was saying, look here, you're going to have a baby, She was like, not with me. Not with me. Ain't I old? Ain't I old? Ain't I? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're like, I'm too old. I know I know him. Hell, I got to help him in the back. His legs get numb on the toilet. I know we ain't having no babies. I know we not having no babies. Look. But God said you are going to be the father of many nations. And guess what? It happened. And Abraham moved in that motion, right? He moved in that light. And he is the father of many nations, right? It is. Look, and he was moving, guys. Okay, look, it wasn't done yet, though. And that's the mindset that we have to operate in. He was not the father. He hadn't even had a baby yet. Not one. Okay? Now, every elite CEO that you know has an unwritten contract with themselves. Unwritten. Rules that we live by. Number one, I don't quit on hard stuff. I just don't. I don't quit. Right? I don't shrink in a room. When I'm in a room, I belong in a room. I don't care what that room is. I don't care who they have in there. I don't care if it's all billionaires and me. I don't shrink in there. because I belong in there. Why? If God put me in that room, I belong in that room. I'm in that room, right? I move with discipline and I'm motivated all the time. And I'm always forward thinking, say, this is where I'm going to be. I wrote a business plan out. It's a big one when I wrote it, right? In my plan, I have helicopters in it. In my plan, I have I'm all over the nation, right? In my plan, I have a lot. I have a ton of vehicles and a ton of employees. In my plan, I have that. I wrote that out years ago. And I'm gonna qualify just a little bit right now. So, in my fight to try to figure out how, how do you get contracts? How do you do things like that, right? In that fight, I've been fighting. There was a contract that came up that wasn't too far from me from the government contract standpoint. And that government contract was for, I think the max maybe was 40 million or something like that. I couldn't remember the exact number. Well, anyway, I bid on it, and I bid way underneath that number, right? So I went in, and when they opened up the bids, guys, I was there as they read the bids. Do you know I was the only company that was represented in that room as they read the bids, even though I lost the bid for about $200,000 or $300,000. I lost the bid. I was really close. So fast forward, not maybe, I don't know, a couple of 3 months later, I get an email from the same organization saying, hey, listen, there is another contract that's available. Would you like to bid on it? Huh? Well, first off, I didn't know you would call me ever, right? I didn't know that was a possibility. Well, they did, and through our president saying a few things, slapping on some tariffs, wars going on, shutdowns, all kind of stuff going on. Well, finally, a couple days ago, I got the word that you got the bid. Yeah, you got the bid, right? And again, guys, this is my forward thinking, right? This is I know is a major step in where I have already decided that this company was going to go, right? So I'm going to show you two. I know some people show a lot of stuff. I'm only going to show two things because it's a government contract. So I'm going to show two things. To you. Number one, I'm going to show one thing. I'm going to show my signature to let you know that it was just a couple of days ago. Wasn't long, right? So I'm excited to share it with you. I'm the president and CEO. Here's my signature, and I dated it that day. And I'm going to show one other thing. I'm going to flash it up there because let me do this because it's top secret. Not really, but it is what it is, right? So, but I want to show you this because I want to encourage you, right? I want to encourage you, and I'm going to show you this. This is the contract that I have, and mind you that I will have a 5-year contract with them. But this is a number. Anybody see that number? Anybody okay with that number? All right. This is and I get to enjoy that for I get to enjoy that for 5 years, right? So that's the thought pressure you have to get. I've already had it in my head that where we're gonna go with this thing, right? Where are we gonna go, right? And you have got to be that person, right? You can't handle something that you are not, right? You have got to be that, right? And so when you see opportunities come and pass you, it's probably because you're not ready, right? And I know same thing with me. Things pass me right on up, right? Because I was not ready for it, right? Things had to pass me right on up, right? Now, Oprah Winfrey, her wealth contract. She got a wealth contract, right? She said, I will not shrink myself. That's Oprah Winfrey. And I got to say that for some of the ladies in the room, right? That like Oprah, right? I will tell the truth, and even, let me see what she says. I will tell the truth, and even when it shakes the world, right? So that's a commitment that she has to herself. Now, to me, as a CEO, what you have to be is really, you have to be, you have to make a commitment to yourself, right? Hey, KO, how you doing tonight? Thank you for joining in. You have to make a commitment to yourself, and you got to keep it. See, nobody, listen to me. Listen to me. This is good. Listen to me on this one, guys. You can look around, and you've come in contact with a lot of different people, right, in your life. I can guarantee you that nobody has lied to you more than you have lied to yourself. I can guarantee you that nobody has let you down more than you have let yourself down. And let me test that theory with you. Aren't you the one who said at the beginning of the year, I am going to lose 10 pounds? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. But then you had a nerve to say, well, why did McDonald's put that? Why they put that value meal deal? And they made it cheaper. Now you got the nerve to blame McDonald's for making a cheaper value meal instead of keeping the commitment you made to yourself, right? The commitment you made to yourself. McDonald's didn't lie to you. They didn't lie to you. They told you they trying to get all your stomach. They want all your stomach. Somebody say, now you calling me out. No, I'm not doing that on purpose. And yes, I am. I'm just serious. Same lies I've told myself. Yeah, you know. Or you said, listen, I'm not gonna mess with that person no more. I'm done with that joker. I'm done with him. Y'all have you have one of them parties, right? And look, I'm single party. I'm getting. The next thing you know, what you doing? What you doing? You busy? All right. He said, you kept. Look, my man said, look, I kept my goals. Thank you. And look, and if you've done that, then I can guarantee you're a purpose-driven guy, and you're successful in what you're doing. I know you have. But for all of the rest of us, that we just don't keep ourselves. Right? That's it. And then and that's how it goes. But you're the one that did that to yourself, right? You can't blame the other person, guys. You can't blame him. No matter what. Say, no, that person made me come out of character. Well, the character, if it wasn't in you, it couldn't have come out you. Right? Look, I've said that same crazy stuff too. Yeah, you made me come out of character. No, you made me reach deep and find what was in there. Yeah, it was in there. It was in there. Right? It was in there. Right? It was in there. Kobe Bryant, man, the Black Mamba. He created a new wealth separate from his old self, right? He kept a whole separation. He became the Black Mamba, and it was a mentality along with that, right? Now he did get that from the GOAT. Now I don't know who y'all calling the GOAT, but Michael Jordan is the GOAT. At least he my GOAT. He my GOAT. He close to where I'm from. He my fraternity brother. He my GOAT. But that Mamba mentality, though, y'all know it. That Mamba mentality, he was not well liked with his people. He wasn't, but because he said, "I'm here to win. I ain't here to." Who said that? No, I think he said it. Somebody said, "Ain't no." He said, "Ain't no iron team." Either him or Jordan said. He said, "Ain't no iron team." He said, "But it is in win." There is an I in win, right? Ain't in team. I don't care about it. Look, y'all better get on my back. I'm going to take you to the promised land. Let's go, right? And so he said he's second in line. I can go with that. I can go with that because, somebody going to fight you on that door. I'm telling you now, purpose-driven. They going to tell you on that. That's right. He had the win concept in him, right? I'm going to talk to you about one other person. Then I'm going to move on, right? I'm going to talk to you about Moses, right? Moses didn't feel worthy, guys. Right? But God called him, to lead. Did you know that Moses had a problem with stuttering? Did y'all know that? I mean, we talk about all kind of little obstacles and things that make us think we're not worthy. Moses had a problem with stuttering. Do you know he had to use his brother Aaron? Aaron was the spokesman. So when you hear that story about Moses going down to Pharaoh and all like that, do you know that Aaron was the spokesman for him? Because Moses would have been up there like, God said, look, Aaron said, look, I got it, bro. I got it. Look, God said, let him go, or he gonna tear this joint up, right? He said he gonna tear this place up, right? So Aaron was a spokesman, right, for him. So just in case you didn't know that, but he didn't feel worthy, right? And there's many passages like that with him. But God qualified him, guys. God qualified him just like he did all of you. And I'm going to say congratulations to every last one of you that's in this room. Every last one of you that's in this room, right? Because what you saw, I know some of my GFC family are here, but that's just a means to get you right in this room to hear what you're hearing tonight, right? It's a means to that, right? I know we all support each other. And I won't be remiss in mentioning, the GFC family for those that may not be a part of it and don't know what that is. It's an agency, right? That's being headed by Eve. She had a vision about, she came across this app and had some was wildly successful, and decided that she was going to help folks that needed help that go live on this app, because if you're like me on this app, I am going to do something tonight, guaranteed, that's going to get me a ding from TikTok. They going to ding me, and I don't know what. I'm going to do something. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to do it, right? And ever since that I've gone live, this is my third week going live here, so I always do something, right? And I don't even know what I do, right? I probably got to read. Didn't I tell you about how bad I'm just not a good reader, They gonna kick me off that school board. They gonna kick me out. They gonna vote me out. And it's an elected role, so the community voted me in. The community voted me in, right? So, but what you do when you have issues that you don't know how to resolve, that's what an agency is for, right? So, it's her job. Unfortunately, she let me in. So now she got to deal with what I do wrong. Okay, but yeah, so she's there to help you out. So, when you can't get yourself fixed, and that's what the agencies are for, right? So I think most folks on this app that let you know, they trust in agencies. There's a lot of different ones out there, right? I was with one just for about way less than 15 days, right? I signed up for them. And next thing you know, I didn't get a call. I'm like, okay, well, then I went in Eve's room. I said, well, there you go. Now, how do I disconnect from these people? Well, hell, they ain't never called me no way. Since they never called me no way, so they don't miss me. They got somebody else. They don't miss me. They didn't even know I was there. They didn't even know I was there. But look, Moses did not feel worthy. He did not. He was a stuttering problem. He was, he wasn't rich. He wasn't in the circles of family, folks. But God qualified him just like he did all of you, right? For whatever you're doing, you are already qualified. I need you to understand that inside of you. I need you to realize that now you're not speaking from lack. You're not speaking from who you once was. You're not speaking from even where you are today. You are talking about yourself in a future state, right? And way past what you're doing now. And here's a funny thing about it. When I thought that making $100,000 a year was some money, until I made it, and I'm like, that wasn't no damn money. In fact, where is it? I don't even know where it is. That wasn't no money. It wasn't. And when my business made the first $1 million, I wasn't even aware. I was in the grind so hard that it didn't even register until the tax person looked at it and said, hey, did you know y'all did that? Yeah, I know I didn't. So those little demarcations, those little numbers that you have in your head, listen, I need you to 10x that. So as you're looking at your future self, 10x whatever your goal was today is now different. It is going to be 10x what you said you wanted to do, right? Look, because the worst thing you can do is make a small goal and hit it. The worst thing you can do is make a small goal and hit it, right? That's the issue with making small goals. All right, so your goal now will be 10x where you are. I don't care where it is. I'm talking about a life goal or a business goal. Doesn't make a difference. 10x. Your relationship, you want to make it 10 times better than what you said you were going to do. Your money goal, you want to make it 10 times better than what you said you want it to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. But you're speaking now up to your future self. You always have those interviews where you get up there and they say, well, what would you tell, what would you tell if you were younger? What would you tell your younger self, right? What would you tell your younger self? Now I'm telling you to reverse that just a little bit. Now that you already know who your younger self was, you already know who your current self is, I'm telling you now, speaks life into your future self. Right? We have a deal. Speak life into your future self. Right? Because you already know what your past life was. You already know who your current life is. I'm asking you to speak into your future. Right? Okay, you can't become a new person while dragging that old version of yourself around. You just can't. That's just like trying to have a new man when you got that old raggedy one right there. You got to move that old man out the way so you can make room for that new one. Right? Yeah, get that old joke out the way. See, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a stuffy CEO. I'm just not one of them guys. I'm just not. I'm not one of them guys who, my collar so tight up against my neck. Look, you come talk to me, and I turn my head like, talk to my people. hey, you look, get your people to call my people, right? Get your people to call my people, then we might be able to talk, But no, so I'm gonna have fun with this, but I'm hoping I'm dropping some inspiration on you. So look, move forward, guys. Move forward. Look at your future self, not your current self, and certainly not your past. Certainly not your past. We won't dwell on that. All right. So, Mr. Hastings had an emotional detach. He had to emotionally detach himself from DVDs, right? And if you know who Red Hastings is from Netflix, right? He had to emotionally detach himself from DVDs so that he can start streaming, right? He had to kill the old wealth of birth and future, and look, he had to kill that old DVD life and then birth in the future of streaming, right? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, got another guy, right? He broke multiple identities, right? He was a failed football player. Y'all don't even know that. Yeah, some of y'all women, y'all be looking at The Rock, say, "Ooh, The Rock." Yeah, he was a failed football player. He did some wrestling too, right? So that's probably where you saw it first. But from wrestling though, he created a new persona, right? He's The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, right? Right? But again, look, he had to reinvent himself, and that's another thing. He had to reinvent himself. You have many, many, many examples of that. Many examples of that. Okay? But identity shift. This is where we're gonna go now. So we're gonna move now. This is what has to happen. It has to happen. An identity shift. Your identity is not. Let me show you something. Your identity is not this. Can you see this? That's my driver's license, right? My identity. Somebody say identify yourself, and then you go bring out your driver's license, and you say, well, I'm this person. My driver's license is this. I was born on this particular day, and I live here. My height, weight, and all that good stuff. And you lied. You lied on the height and weight anyway. So you know that ain't your real identity. You know that ain't your real identity. So the identity has never been the outward you. The identity has never been the outward you. The identity is that inward person, right? That's the one we have to make sure that we under. Is that the identity of that one that's inside of you? Is that a wealth-driven identity, right? Or is that a lack-driven identity? Is that a hindrance-driven identity? And you know how you can check yourself on that? When somebody tells you something, do you always start with, well, but, I don't know, but, or are you always looking to say, that sounds, let me take a look at that. Let me look at, you can check, you can do an internal barometer of stuff like that to figure out if you are a person who starts with maybe a negative insight until you maybe shown something different. I don't know. You have to know that within yourself. See, with future thinkers, we don't operate like that. The first thing that come out of my mouth is, let me check it out. Let me see. I don't know. It might have some merit. Not, I don't know. That don't gonna work. But what about? See, and that's another. I hate. Ooh, man, I hate it. But what about? Yeah, but what about? But what about it? But what about if it work? Right? What about if it allows you to hit your wildest dreams? Right? What if it allows you to hit your wildest imaginations? Then what? Then what? But if you never tried it, if you never gave it a shot, it ain't no way it's ever going to possibly work. Right? But it's all about who you are in the inside, right? And that inside of you has better be a future thinker. It's got to let that old person go. Now, I can do some more Bible for you if you like, but I think you caught the hint on that one, right? I'm going to say it anyway. You got to put off the old man. That's in business too. Do you know your Bible really speaks to business too? It don't just speak to, see, when you read about the Jews, that they wasn't really living a Bible kind of thing. That was their life. And that was recorded in the book. Right? So they wasn't just, they wasn't running around living parables kind of thing like that. No, they were living that stuff, and it was recorded in the book. Right? So that's, when it says put off the old man, that's symbolic. You see that in a snake, right? In order for the snake to move on, right, it sheds the whole outer man. It sheds all of that skin off that snake. And then next thing you know, it's a brand new snake, really, that comes out of that. Do you know that every, I believe it's every year. Let me check that out. I'm gonna check that out. But I believe you or all your skin cells are regenerated every so often. Let me see how many years, because I want to make sure I say this right. Hold on. Watch this. Hey V, how often does the skin regenerate on a human being? Oh, wait a minute. I ain't got my man up here. I got something else. Hold on. Let me get my man. Hey V.
Hey there. Hey, yeah. Absolutely. I'm right here. If you need anything else tweaked, added, or you just want to chat,
okay,
say the word.
Yeah, look, I forgot, because I'm old. I'm sorry, I'm old. So, but listen, how many days does it take for you to shed your skin, a human being?
Hey, no worries at all. And trust me, age is just a number. We're all learning as we go. So, a fun little fact. Humans basically shed and replace their outer layer of skin roughly every 27 to 30 days. So, about once a month, you're rocking a fresh new outer layer. Kind of like a little monthly refresh.
Okay, cool. All right, that's what I need to know. All right, thank you. All right, so, and look, you was right on it. I am, thank you. Yeah, but look, so every 30 days, guys, you a brand new you. Ain't that crazy? Every 30 days, you brand new. The outer man. How much work have you put on the inner guy? On the inner girl? Right? Yeah, that was AI. Yeah, I do a lot of AI stuff. Yeah. So the inner you. Hey, Derek, what's going on, GFC? What's going on, Derek? Right? So the inner you, guys, that's important. That's more important than the outer you. That's the one that you put all that makeup on. Men, we got that new hair implant we can do. It's all kind of stuff you can do to the outer person. It's just lie to yourself. It's all kind of outer stuff you can do. But that internal man, though, that's the one you can't lie to. Right? That's the one nobody else sees but you. Right? And this is the one, guys, I'm saying that we got to... I'm talking about the road to wealth. Right? The road to wealth is all dependent on your mindset. All dependent on your mindset. When you're faced with something brand new and it completely disrupts what you've been thinking all of your life, are you willing to accept new information? Right? Are you willing to accept new information? right? Because you got a crazy guy out here called Elon Musk, right? Before Tesla and SpaceX, right? He spoke like an engineer. He want everybody's gonna be flying before Elon Musk. If he got a say in all of it, everybody's gonna, instead of in a car, you're gonna be like we're gonna be like the Jetsons, right? But he was speaking about electric vehicles and SpaceX way before it came into play. Now he might look and might be really be a mad scientist. Hey, that's real. Thank you for the hand heart. I didn't catch that earlier. I apologize. Derek, thank you for all those hearts you sending out. Appreciate you, sir. Right, and then but he was talking about it beforehand, right? And do we have electric vehicles all over the place now? And he's now being positioned to be the first trillionaire. The first trillionaire. It's crazy, right? Only thing he got to do is go sell a couple of Teslas, or something they were telling him there, right? And then next thing you know, he will be the first trillionaire. One man, right? One man. That is nuts. All right, guys. So wealth shifting, your mind, who you are, your wealth shifting. This is one of the codes, the secrets, right, that you have got to embrace, because an internal transformation. How do you get from a lack mindset into an abundance mindset, right? You're going to have to continue to expose yourself to different things and be willing to receive it. Be willing to receive it. I trust that everyone in this room, right, is on that path, because you would not be in this room otherwise. There are some things that you are struggling with, and I am struggling with, right, that hinder that. But, just like I said, I was in this room earlier. I just had to submit. That is, no matter what I feel, friends, I feel like, thank you for joining. I had to submit, guys, that, okay, maybe I just didn't know. And it's, you know what? It's a story, right, in the Bible that talks about it's harder for a rich man to go through the eye of a rich man to, hell, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Than it is for a camel, right, to go into the eye of a needle. Now, when you heard that story, though, think about it. You thought that it was talking about a literal needle, but do you know where they are? That overhang that the camel has to go under, that is really called the eye. And so for a camel to do that, he'd have to bend down on all fours, and then you basically have to scoot through. That's the eye of the needle, right? So you have to scoot through it that way, but it's hard for them to do that. Now you can train a horse very easily to do that, because you see them doing that. But those camels is tough for them. So that was the eye of the needle that they're speaking of, right? It's harder for a rich man to accept that than it is for a camel to do that. Now, what that's really talking about, guys, is that you and I, no matter how we thinking, that if we do not submit ourselves to new information, right? We may have been wrong about something. I may have been wrong, right? It's impossible for you to make that next journey. And here's why. And I always talk about this. If you are always stuck in your comfort zone, hey, I'm right here and I'm in my big old chair. I got my remote. That is your comfort zone, right? Well, hell, you would never know what's going on outside of that chair, right? So that's your comfort zone. You got it. You got Derek. You got your beer. You got your, you know what you got sitting in that chair, right? Sitting right there in the chair, right? But see, in order for you to move forward, you have got to be very comfortable with being uncomfortable. You got to get out of it, right? And why? Because there is no growth when you stand right there in that spot. And this is the whole mindset I'm talking to us about how we need to be thinking about our future self, right? Your future self cannot be saying, well, I'm really good at making brownies, and I'm not gonna try no new recipes of brownies. I'm not gonna add no. Hey, look, you're never gonna expand. You're never going to grow past where you are if you stay stuck in the one thing that you think you're really good at. And I submit that you may not be the best at that, right? Because you're too comfortable, right? You only look for a different way of doing it. You don't look for any new insights on anything. So be willing to accept new information and to execute on it. Okay, so as a CEO of ATC Ambulance, do you know my history though? I came out of IT. I was an IT manager for 23 years. So I'm in IT. And so somebody say, "Well, sir, how did you go from IT to own an ambulance company?" That makes a whole lot of sense, sir. Yeah, I can see how there's a straight line to that, right? Right? Yeah, but it's not, right? So, but I was willing to accept new information, right? Accept a challenge that I knew I was not ready for, right? I wasn't really ready for that, but I was willing to take the chance. Willing to take the chance, and now I haven't looked back since. Right? I haven't looked back since we made that because I knew one thing for sure: if I stayed in corporate America, they was gonna figure out how to make sure I wasn't gonna be there no more. Yeah, they was gonna figure it out, right? Because it was gonna be if stockholders was gonna say, "Hey, we need to see something." No problem, I got it. And look, I wouldn't have been a name that they needed, right? It would just been a line that they draw. See, when you cut heads in corporate America, you're looking for a number, right? And it has nothing to do with you personally, nothing at all. And you're small. If you're in a smaller sized business or a large business, it doesn't matter. If I need to create what they call efficiencies, right? That just simply means I need to cut some heads, right? To show that my stakeholders that we know how to manage our business. We cut that bottom line real tough, and then we sell 2 or 3 more widgets, and so we make the top line look good too. That's what it's all about. It has nothing to personally. And you say, "Well, I've given them 20 years of my life," and that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, right? And so that's why I knew it was important for me to take matters into my own hands, right? I'm speaking to my future self, guys. This is what I want you to do. Speak to your future self. You deserve whatever it is that's been placed on your heart and mind to do. You deserve it. Go get it. Do not be stuck in your old past self. Don't do it to yourself, right? Allow you to receive, just like Abraham, allow you to be called the father of many nations when you don't even see the path to get there, right? But you still have the vision for you to do it. But look, it's okay if you don't see the every step that it's going to take to get there. That's okay. That's okay. And I gave this example. I give it a lot. Do you know every detail that there is about lights and having lights on in the house? I'm talking about, do you know all about how they harness the electricity and how it's processed and pumped to eventually get to your house? I'm talking about every detail. You don't. But if you pay your bill, you expect that when you go hit that switch that the lights are going to come on, right? You don't know every detail about it, but you have trust that it's going to come on, right? The internet. Everybody point to the internet. Which direction is the internet in? Right? Nah, you don't know all the details about the internet, but surely when you go to Amazon and want to have them packages come to your house every day, you have no problem with going on the internet and buying it, right? You have no problem with doing your Google searches and all those good things, right? You don't know all the details about it, but you do have confidence that if you go on the internet, you're gonna get to where you need to go. When you go to your light switch, it's gonna turn on. Like if you got a car that's relatively decent, relatively decent, that when you put the key in or when you hit the little button, that it's going to start for you, right? That's the same confidence and faith you gotta have that if you were given whatever sparks you right now to move forward, understand that was not a spark that happened. That was not a spark that happened to you. That was a spark that happened in you, right? And so since that spark happened in you, who you think gave you that inspiration, right? Who do you think gave you that inspiration? You think it's of yourself? Do you think it's of yourself? Because if you think it's of yourself, then, oh boy, oh boy, right? You can't you can't take credit for all the good that's happened to you. And I would say, that's right, purpose driven. And I would say that you can't even be so bold as to talk about, how bad you are, right? You can't even be that bold. You cannot take credit for anything. So when I tell you to think about and look at your future self, I'm asking you not to use your eyes, because your eyes, you won't be able to see that good with those. Not the ones that you've been carrying with your 20 years, your 30 years, your 40, 50 years of your life. Those eyes can't see that good, right? I'm telling you to look internally with the eyes of the eye of the one who can see everywhere at all time, in all places, right? Omnipotent, omniscient, right? Omnipotent, right? That means he's everywhere at all times, know everything, all of that. Use those eyes. Because when you use those eyes, then you'll be able to not concern yourself with your past you, even your current you, right? And you'll be able to go on to look at the future of where you're going to take your life and your businesses, right? Your life and I enjoy talking to you about this stuff right here, right? I'm gonna talk to you about stuff that I see in business. I'm gonna talk to you about AI. But one of the things that I'm gonna drive home, and I just got tons of content about it, is about you and about me, because I realize one thing about me is that it all starts with who you are, and are you able to connect with your creator, and are you able to understand your true purpose? If you don't have that stuff lined, then you're gonna wake up every morning just really dizzy every morning, trying to figure out, why am I here? What am I doing here? What is it all about? What is it all about? Right? If you ever had that question in your head, I mean, that's a great thing to have, because now you can go on and get an answer, right? If you wake on and just take up what everybody tells you, and you move forward and never question anything, you would never come to that place where you're trying to figure out, well, what am I here? You'll get yourself so beat down sometimes. I gotta get an answer, right? Then Jacob wrestled he wrestled an angel. He said, I'm not letting you go until you give me my blessing. Right? That's being bold, right? I'm gonna wrestle you all night till I ain't letting you go till I get blessed. Right? Are you that bold? Right? Or do you just take what people give and tell you, and then you don't even do a detailed investigation of anything? Just move forward. Okay? I'm telling you, wrestle that angel until you come up with the answers you need, because it's going to determine how you're going to live out the rest of these days. Right? Are you going to live around just walk around here dizzy like most people, not understanding what it is that you're here for? Or will you have a purpose-driven life, right, that you will not be able to take credit for, by the way? So if you're a person, hey, thank you for the glasses. If you're a person who wants to take credit for stuff, God ain't giving it to you. He ain't giving it to you. All right? And it's best that you let folks see him through you, and don't take credit for it, because it's just as big a statement for him to knock you down as it is for him to build you up. You can get an equal effect. I do not want to be on the knockdown list. I don't want to be there. Right? Yes. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to say. I mean, I have my thought of what I want to get across that night, right? I put it up there, but I don't know where it's gonna go. And I tell you, and it's good because you look at all of the prophets throughout the Bible, and none of them spoke of their own. They didn't know what to say. Ain't no way. They couldn't have said all that stuff they said. They didn't know what they were talking about, right? They look back over and read it. They said, "Man, that's some good stuff." What did I say? Oh my goodness, right? Because they were used. That basically they were pencils, right? It was an instrument. They were basically instruments used in order to write something, right? That's all it was. That's all I am. That's all you are, right? And you can be an instrument and you can write something down that lives on throughout eternity in a positive way, or you can be that instrument, right? That's used differently. I'm saying it's important. It's important for us to get really connected to that, right? That is what's going to drive us. People talk about generational wealth and all this kind of stuff. To me, it's a lot of buzzwords, right? It's a lot of buzzwords in that. And why? I asked one person, he want to be, what do you want? Oh, I want generational wealth. Well, how many kids you want? I don't want any children. Well, hell. Yeah, ma'am, generational wealth requires generations. Right? It requires generations. Right? No, just say it. I want to be rich. That's all you're saying, right? There's a lot more buzzwords and buzz phrases out there like that, right? When you actually dig down into it. Oh, no, that's not what you want. You want to be rich, because if you don't want any generations, you don't want any children, then you don't want generational wealth. You're not handing it down to anybody. You just want to. It's selfish, and that's another thing about going into business. If it's all about you and what you want, it's gonna fail. If you are not, if the purpose of what you are doing is to not to be a positive impact on this world some kind of way, it's gonna fail. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Or you make a little bit of money and you'll never understand your purpose. Either one of those are sad states to be in. Sad states to be in. This world is already bad enough in certain instances, and you just and you and I will add to it by not understanding our true purpose, right? And making sure we living out for people other than ourselves, right? That's why it's important for us to understand what we were talking about tonight, right? Looking at those examples of the different ones that we've seen throughout the Bible, even the ones that we've seen down up until this time, some of these big name people, right? All right. And I can't guarantee you that all of them knew anything about God at all. Yeah. But I can tell you that he allowed those things to be examples unto us. Right? Examples unto us. My name is Alex Dunlap III, President and CEO of ATC Ambulance, founder of Pulse AI. I also do many things in the community. Other than being an elected official, I'm the president of several organizations, secretary of one, of an alumni association at a university, all of these different things, right? And all of them have to fall within my purpose for being here. All of it has to fall within it. If it doesn't, it's gone. I don't deal with it. I don't hang around people that do not move my purpose, that fit within my purpose. I don't go places that don't align with that. I don't I don't do any of that. That do it. Got the wife. Hey, wife. None of that. Are you and the dog up there fighting again?
Yes.
Hold on, let me do this, guys. I gotta laugh. You ever have a dog that takes over the house and a woman that just can't control her own dog? Oh my goodness gracious. It's funny. I told her I didn't want no dog. I just did not want. I told her I didn't want no dog. Now, do you know that was like 13 years ago? So obviously I didn't win. Obviously I didn't win that fight. Yeah, my wife. Well, I see we got a couple things in common there, sir. Oh, good stuff. Now, this is the part of time, where I am like the prophets. And don't nobody send me no hate mail. I ain't saying I'm a prophet. I'm saying I'm like the prophets because when they spoke, it was inspired for them to speak. They wrote it, and then they shut up. So I'm at a point where I've gotten to where I feel like I've addressed what I wanted to get across. But I always like to take any questions or anything if anybody want to do that. It was a pleasure to meet you. So thank you. I thank you too. That's real talk. That's real talk right there. Am I following you? Let me make sure I'm following you. Okay, yeah, I'm following you already. Thank you. I'm following you already. How about you, Purpose Driven? I don't remember that. Yeah, I'm following you back right now. I'm following you back right now. I see you kind of newer to all this stuff. Now, I was on TikTok a while too, man. I was on TikTok. I wasn't coming on until, like I said, 3 weeks ago, and I wasn't really paying any attention to this app and most things. In fact, my business, I wasn't even, most of our line of business has really come through Medicare, Medicaid kind of thing. So most of that is paid through, insurances or government insurances. So I didn't really advertise much. So this year, I'm really starting to do a little bit more with it, with advertising. So. And then I'm coming out here and on TikTok and having fun doing this kind of stuff too. So I'm not looking to get rich on TikTok or nothing like that. I'll be a rich TikToker, but I do use this purpose driven for therapy, man. This is therapeutic for me actually. I get to, y'all listening to me. Some people don't. Some people. But no, it's just fun. No, I have fun though. I come out here and I'm able to express some of the things that I have on my mind, and and it forces me to be thoughtful with my approach on how to deliver it. So I'm enjoying doing it. That's my area of work, Medicaid. Okay, there you go. That's real talk. Okay. Well, what you actually do? That's real talk. What do you do? Man, I would love to have you join my live on Sunday night. What time you going? It's not hard. Boss, look, is this the real Boss Bag CEO? Because I was fooled the other day. So I was my man. So if this true, I'm gonna do this right now. But I thought the same thing when my man Dwayne Williams was in here. Come to find out he had one of them fake accounts coming. I said, man, doggone it, man. That ain't, that ain't right. But Boss Bags, thank you for showing up. If that's you, it looked like it could be almost you because I looked at your follow account. But and your gifted badge, that's good. So thank you for joining, man. You done missed all the good stuff though. I done laid them out. Yeah, that's Boss Bags. She give it out because the fake account don't give you nothing. They just show up and then mess around and do that. But we talked about how we gonna move ourselves forward now. We gonna move forward now. We are not gonna look at our old self. We ain't gonna look at our current self. But we gonna speak wealth in our future. All right, we gonna speak wealth to ourselves. So we're at a point, man. I certainly okay. You dropped those. I dropped some nuggets tonight. Well, there you go. I appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much. Yeah. You have somebody create a fake account for you too? Yeah. I have one, and I'm not even famous out here. Well, maybe I am. Man. So same thing on the other ones, on the other social medias. I got fake accounts built out to me because, I am. Look, folks, I am Googleable. You won't find me as Pulse AI, but you'll find me out there as Alex Dunlap III. Being an elected official, they puts me out there. Having a business that puts me out there. I've been in a few magazines and all that kind of stuff, so it does put me out there. So, yeah, I guess I am famous. Let me take all that stuff back. I am. All right, fantastic. So, any questions though on what we talked about? Thank you. Very good information. I appreciate you. Purpose driven. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, man. This is the thing. This is the thing that I'm thinking. Boss Bags, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Look, these are the things that I think about all the time, guys. As we look at how we're gonna move ourselves forward, my job is to drop. Since I'm in those crazy rooms, right, that they don't want me in, right, and that I know that a lot of folks can't get in. There are things that they may even be speaking your names in these rooms, right? But without you being in those rooms, you don't get an opportunity to pitch yourself, right? You don't get an opportunity to hear what those opportunities are. If I wasn't in the room when they made that bid, when I had them read the bids for that service area, then I would have been called back to rebid for another area. And now I'm gonna go crazy on bidding. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go nuts, right? Right? I get 5 million here. I'm gonna get 30 million there. I might need to hire some of y'all. Right? But that's the thing. You need to make sure that you get in those rooms, right? Your name. I found out one time, guys, that my name was being spoken in a room. But since I wasn't there, I wasn't able to make sure that I got the bid. I've bidded for different things in the past and know that my bid was better. But I wasn't in the know. I wasn't in the in crowd, right? And I don't care about whether or not you white or black or nothing like that. I'm telling you, there's a way for you to get in them rooms. And now I make it hard for them to make decisions without me being involved, right? I make it tough, right? So if you're gonna make a decision about something, you better check with Alex. You better check with him, right? Right? You better check with him, and those are the things that I'm talking about, right? So, again, is there any question? I know we had some the other day. I love doing that, and I can throw some AI on you too. If I don't know the answer, because I'm not very smart. I'm just not. But you know what? I will outwork you any day. Right? 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 But I'm still not very smart. All right, cool. He worked at Accenture for 7 years and definitely heard some things for sure. Okay, got it. All right, cool. Yeah. Yesterday I was really able to help a couple people think about their business differently. And I'll tell everybody here that's still here that, if you don't have a way to have a reoccurring, and I don't want to just say reoccurring income coming in. I want to tell you what I mean by that. If you can consider, when you used to go to the store, you used to be able to buy a piece of software, put it on your computer, and it would be yours, right? It would be Microsoft. You would have it forever. Well, they went to a subscription-based model, right? And just about everybody in the world has something like that, a subscription-based model. I was sitting on one of these lives one day, and I just looked in the corner, and it said, deposit was in, and I was like, yeah, guys, and let me keep talking, because deposit just came, and that was, that's all I wanted, and I'm not doing that job. So what I'm telling you is that make sure that whatever you're doing, figure out a way that they have to pay you whether or not you do the service that they are asking for or not. Yesterday we talked to a young lady about hair. Was it hair? I can't remember. But anyway, I said this, is that, hey, you have premium-based subscription. Sounds like you can do it to me. I guarantee you premium spots 2 or 3 times a month. This is our price. You get any spots you want. You get 2 or 3 services that way, but then you have them pay you up front for the work, right? Now, whether or not you do the 2 or 3, they pay for the premium. A lot of people will pay for premium service. They will. And here's one thing that I do. If I'm going to a conference or whatever it is I'm going to, if I'm paying for it, guys, I am going to pay for the elite experience. I'm not going to pay the regular price. And I'm going to tell you why. In those rooms, when you pay the elite price, you're gonna have a VIP experience, right? And when that happens, you will have Now, right now, I can already feel it. You saying, but I can't afford that. You can afford to make sure that you secure your future. You can afford it. You're gonna figure it out, right? When you really dig down and look at how much you spend every day on just nonsense, you will be able to figure out how to make sure that you're in those elite positions, right? Because in there, right, you will be able to have insights and talk to people that's doing things that's on a higher level than what you're doing on. And you need that experience. You need that, right? And I tell everybody, have two mentors. Anybody that's heard me say that before, have two mentors. One mentor is doing what you're doing now, but they're doing it at a higher level. Right? Your second mentor is somebody outside of your industry. Does not do anything like that, but can help you think about different ways of doing it. And they don't understand all the regulatory issues that you may have. They do not understand all the stuff that you've tried and it failed. They don't understand all of that, and they don't need to. Right? What they need to do is be high performing in what they do and can give you ideas about things that you don't even consider. Here's me. I own an ambulance company, right? And I had a suggestion from one of mine that said, hey, man, what about doing clinical research out the back of your ambulance? Clinical research? What are you, well, hell, it might work. It might work, clinical research. And again, lo and behold, there is a person, one state over, that was looking for just something like that. Now, clinical research, like Moderna and all those other big drug dealers. Yeah, you know what? They are drug dealers. They are drug dealers. Who am I fooling? They drug dealers, but yeah, just on a different level, right? They're regulated drug dealers. Regulated, right? But they have different things that they're testing and things like that you put. They can test them right out the back. Now, for me, that's twofold, right? So if the patient should happen to crash, then they can get transported. Or I can just get paid from doing clinical research out the back of my ambulance. So it's a win-win all the way around, right? So that's why I tell you have two mentors. It can really help propel your business in a different way, right? I hope that's helpful. Get a mentor. If you don't have one, get one. Because look, if you have to pay for it, pay for it. Pay for it, man. We so much in our minds. We saying, I can't afford. I can't. Look, that's that lack mindset that will not allow you to move forward. It will not let you move past your past and your present and see the future of where you can be. It won't. You gotta let it go. Okay? Gotta let it go. All right. Look, I don't see no activity. It's either I'm speaking and y'all so mesmerized or TikTok and shut me down again. They just do me. They just do me so wrong. Next thing you know, I look up and nobody in the room and I'm talking to myself and I'm thinking I'm just talking and I'm spitting all kind of game to myself. What'd you say now? How do you use AI to drive sales? I wrote 3 books last year that are on Amazon. Okay, good stuff. You said, how do I use AI to drive sales? Oh, that's the book that you wrote. And a couple of instructional manuals. Okay. See, that's moving forward. That's getting it done. Okay. You use how do I use AI to drive sales? Okay, so I have my tech stack with AI is about 30 tools, man. I got about 30 different crazy tools. So I do coaching to people. In fact, I gotta put this doggone proposal together right now, actually. So this is what I did. Let me give you the history of how I even went into it. So I have an ambulance service, and then you can see on the side of it, I put fueled by Pulse AI. So because there are some efficiencies that are created through the use of AI for me. With that, I knew that there were many other businesses that just can use some AI. So depending on what it is, and this particular proposal that I'm getting together for this gentleman that I need to really get it to him tomorrow, is that the only thing he wants to do is get lead generation, take that lead generation and do some funnels with it, and be able to, of course, I don't know how many leads, what do you want, 200 a month or something like that, leads generation, so that he can start just trying to sell from 'em. So that those types of ways, just making sure I get lead funnels and things like that, pulling it down. I have a buddy that's much better at how he acquires leads. It's crazy. It's crazy. If you even go to his website and don't put your name or email address on it, he still can capture that information. And you be wondering how you get all these crazy phone calls and emails and stuff like all this. I see how there's a very easy way of doing that now. A very easy way. All right. Yeah, but all the tech stack I can do just about anything. Yeah, wow, I know, it's crazy. In fact, you can't even work with my buddy unless you have what does he want, 10,000? Unless you have 10,000 leads for him to filter through, because he doesn't get paid on setting you up and getting leads and funneling them. He gets paid on you converting. So it's important for him how many leads that you have, so he can get paid on the conversion rate. And I asked him, I said, well, how do you even know how they convert? He said, I know how they converting or not. So in other words, there's a back door. Right? I've been using AI a lot. Yeah. It's more of the generative part. Yeah, instead of the agentic. Yeah. Yeah, and it's really easy to do that with. Really easy to do that with. What are you writing the books with? Are you putting them together in ChatGPT and then funneling through something like what's the little bookmaker we got here? And folks, y'all can chime in. I mean, you wonder about it. Let me tell you something about AI while he's coming up with that answer. Do you know that every large company in the world, not America, in the world, has an AI initiative that they have to execute on? Every last company in America, in the world. Right? And so you, with being a newer entrepreneur, or maybe you've been in business a little while, and if you don't have an AI strategy, my question is why? Why don't you have an AI strategy for your company? You think it's going to disappear one morning? You're going to get up and like, oh, good, thank you, AI is gone. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. In fact, this is the ChatGPT. Yeah, I love Chat. In fact, I got a boot camp that I'm executing on next week. It's next Saturday. It's a boot camp, and I'm teaching the mastery of ChatGPT. I'm teaching folks. I use the paid version. Yep, exactly. You better use the paid version if you're going to get it, because I'm going to teach folks how to not only use the voice function, I'm going to teach them how to use the agent modes. They have the sales function in it now, and primarily how to really write prompts, right? I have a 5-step prompt method. You have to really write prompts in the right way to get what you need. How to create GPTs, all of the mastery of ChatGPT. And that's next Saturday. Yep. Yeah, but it ain't going nowhere, folks. And I know some people got heartache and say it's taking over jobs, and but you don't mind going to McDonald's and typing on that thing. And ain't nobody trying to work in McDonald's. You just know it. They sitting up there. In fact, what I went in there one time, and now I think every time I go in there, I'll go in, and the kiosk is right back there. Do you know they won't even look in my direction? The kiosk is over there, sir. You want a sandwich? Did you type it in over? Like, really? And I really hate to use those. I really want to go up front, because I want to stand there and say, I want something else. That's what I want to do. And I want somebody to stand there and take my order. But no. And it's like they don't understand that, if they really want that job, I'm a realist about AI, right? I know this is the biggest technological advance that we've ever had in our lifetimes, really. But I'm not, I do understand that it does take a lot of energy, and it puts us in a space that we have got to get really creative, really soon. with how we create power, right? Because that's going to be key. It's going to be key. So, and I do understand that it will take some jobs from folks, but I do know that it creates new opportunity too. So, and yeah, it is fascinating. It is fascinating, and it is change, man. It is moving so fast, guys. It's crazy. I was with ChatGPT this week and last week to combine. ChatGPT then added new features and changed just in a week. So I'm making my deck to present, and now I gotta say, oh man, I gotta change this part. And now they actually open up a piece in there, and I did this a little while back though, where you can actually buy with inside of ChatGPT and never leave out, right? As long as they have a pay by button for that particular company inside of chat. So now they're trying to become implement some Amazon type strategies right with inside of that. Yeah, it's not gonna get smaller, guys. Not getting smaller. Oh, you didn't know that about chat? Yeah, they doing all kind of stuff. That's why I said I'm teaching a mastery class. Yeah, it's a lot. They are doing a ton. But make sure that you have a strategy. You'll learn along the way. But I say take one tool, one. If it's ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok, I don't know, HeyGen, if you like to make pictures and stuff like that, or avatars, doesn't matter. Just grab one tool and get proficient in it, and then start to build on that. Because you don't want to be outside of the scope of understanding that it's huge. And look, when I first started, guys, I was the driver, I was the accountant, I was the HR person, I was the biller, I was the counsel to all the people. I did everything. I built everything, right? And today, if I had the use of some of these tools now that we have from AI perspective, I would at least would have had 4 of those jobs off my plate so that I can think about my business in a future way versus all of the stuff that had bogged me down. It took us, it's in 2014 to 2018. It took us 4 years. We did 300,000, maybe did 600,000, but it took, yeah, and we stayed around there. But in the 4th year, when we implemented a different process, it took 4 years before we saw 7 figures in our business because we had all being bogged down with all the day-to-day minutia, man. So I'm telling you, some of these tools would have helped tremendously, right, to do that with. And I can tell you, as an owner of something, it's going to be tough for you to find people, right? I don't care what you're doing. And I don't care even how much you pay them. I don't care how many. If you don't have people that want to come in and give you what they're capable of giving you versus what they have to do in order to, just to do the job, and it's tough. It's tough finding people that want to deliver, right? That want to over deliver. It's tough. I'd rather plug an AI agent in and say, hey man, go to work. I mean, look, he gonna work 24 hours, 7 days a week, and I don't even have to worry about it. Plus, you don't even want to do the job no way. Okay. Yep. Great conversation there, purpose driven. What's your real name? If you don't want to drop it, I get it. They said my first name is Purpose. My middle name is Driven. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I know a couple things. You know what? Here, making a lot of bad decisions. Losing a lot of money. Losing a lot of money. Aligning myself with a lot of the wrong people. Oh my God. Hiring all the wrong people. Oh Lord. So now I know a lot. Now I know a lot, right? It took all of that though, right? It just built a lot of character. Isaac, okay, good. Everybody, good to meet you. I hope to see you again. Do you go live on this app? Because I always like to go and support people. Go in there and support people. Because I know how tough it is. It's not easy. And boss bags, if y'all haven't been in this lady's room, I'm sorry, I should have said this a long time ago. I don't know if she's still here or not. But if y'all haven't gone in her room, this lady is a teacher. If you don't know about this app and how to really use it, this lady, she kicks it down. Before you leave that room, you will know some stuff. All right. And then she also teaches battle. How do you battle on the app? You know what? You know what's funny about battling on the app, guys? I'm in the damn rooms. I'm not really getting nothing out of it, but when the little bell hit, ding ding, and it's time to go. Being that blue, you know what I'm talking about. When it's time to go, I'm like, all right, let's go. We gonna get them. Let's go. And I'm all invested. I'm re-upping all in it. Thank you for getting your heartbeat. I'm re-upping my money and stuff like that. I done ran out of money. I done ran out all the money. Then I said, okay, wait a minute. We got another battle. We got the best 2 or 3. 2 out of 3. Hell, when did I get to be? That's not me. Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? Right now I'm broke. Yeah, but it's fun. It is fun. Now I learned some of those strategies, man. It helped me out. It helped me out too as I go in the room. It was one content creator. She was in the A group and didn't even know some of the strategies that I had learned. I'm like, no, on the glove you just everybody throw the same thing, the donut, man, the donut. Let's everybody throw the donut. See, if we all throw the donut, then it's guaranteed to hit because it randomly picks when it wants to hit. Right, so you might throw out a lion, but the lion don't hit, but the donut hit. So, man, so I learned all that stuff just kind of watching, in a couple of folks' rooms. I float around, and I support everybody that support me. Like Billionaire, she was probably one of my first supporters. I really appreciate you. Thanks for stepping in the room. Now, Billionaire Blue, her job is to educate 1 billion people on this app. Good luck. If you had a knucklehead like me, and you trying to teach me TikTok, I'm not trying to. I'm gonna learn a little bit, then I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna mess up a lot, because that's what I do. I mess up a lot. That's why I'm in the agency, so she can, fix it. Fix it for me. Yeah. So if you connect with her. Go in the room. She's just giving you good vibes, and she will do one-on-one. Just kind of, hey, if you need to walk through something that you don't know about, she'll help you out. I saw her helping him out. Look, this guy. Look, this how horrible TikTok is to us guys. This is just how horrible it is. I saw her one day. I clicked in her room, and she helping this guy, and he good. He in the hospital. Got nurses coming around talking about, now what do I press on the app? what am I pressing? Hi Pax, how you doing, my brother? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I said, now what do I press on the app now again? Now I want fruit cocktail, ma'am. I want fruit cocktail. What? I said, wait a minute, man. Come on, man. You get well, brother. Get well. Worry about that damn TikTok, man. Don't worry about TikTok right now. But when he came, I don't know if he out of the hospital yet, but I know when he come out, he gonna look. Billionaire got him tight. He got him tight. He ready. So welcome. I said all that to say, hey, welcome, my friend. Welcome. Yes, indeed. Man, any more questions, man, or any more comments? Because we can rock with this, man. Yesterday I did 3 hours. Sound like the Gilligan Island, a 3-hour tour. Right? Yeah, but it was just because you guys were so engaging. I loved it. So we talked about it. Brought a couple people up on the panel that asked some questions and stuff. So it was fun. It was fun. Listen, when you've made a lot of mistakes and then have some pretty good successes, then stuff works out, and I can be a resource to folks, and that's what this to me is all about. Right, this is part of my purpose, right? Being a resource to folks. Understanding kind of what do you need to do if you want to have never worry about money. Never worry about if you are going to have enough money to do whatever it is that you want to do. and help whoever you want to help. There are some basic things that successful people do, right? That just innate and that all of us do. Um, and we don't confer with each other. It's just something that just in us and that we all do. And then by the time you look at our biographies or we talk to each other, yeah, oh yeah, we do the same thing. And so those are the things I'm trying to relay to you. Right? Those are the things I'm saying. You gotta expand yourself way outside of yourself, right? Do not stay in your area of comfort. Even on this TikTok app. Um, if you all saw me from the first day to now, right? Now I got a little something floating on the top of my head. Check this out. Y'all can vibe with me right now. Now that I've done this, hold on. I got my own theme song. Check it out. I gotta do it. Come on. CEO After Dark. Hey, Bomba Club. Hey, Don't laugh at me, high packs. Overnight, CEO After Dark. Yeah. Bomba Club. I hear you. Yeah. See, y'all was jamming, wasn't y'all? I know you. You still bouncing. You had the music on. It's all in your head. Yeah, that's the song that I made using an AI app, and just told it what I wanted the song to say, what I wanted to do, and it's talking about my CEO After Dark. If you listen to it, so yeah, so I'm just trying to continue to elevate. KO is another one. I don't know if she's still in the room. She was another one that one of my earlier supporters that came out. So I really appreciate her as well. But yeah, that's what I do, man. So I'm trying to upgrade. So I'm trying to learn the different apps, and I even started. I do mine, guys, on TikTok Studio on the computer. So I'm not on my phone. So I'm able to do a few other things. I'm able to add pictures. I'm able to add the phone itself. I can make a link with that with the phone, and so I can have this here, which is my camera, my computer camera, and the phone link. I can do a lot of different things like that with that. Yeah, it's fun. I'm rocking with it. There you go. All right, I can make you your own AI song. Did y'all know that there was an AI AI artist is what they call it, but they were signed for $2 million. An AI artist signed for $2 million, and she jammed too. $2 million. Yep, that would be cool. What do you do for? How do you change the world, High Packs? See, I don't like to ask what you do for a living. How you make your money and all like that. But what do you do to change the world? Wow, that's all I see right now. It's hard to type all that out, right? You gotta have your elevator pitch ready. So when you go in the room, this is what you do. Whenever you speak, whenever you go up, this is how you do. This is how you always pitch yourself, right? Yeah, I'm up and I say, listen, this is what you say. You raise your hand, you get asked a question. My name is Alex Dunlap. I help people when they feeling their worst. I'm there to support them at times when they're bad. I also make sure that folks understand how to move their business forward with or without AI. But I'm helping folks to create 7-figure businesses. Now, my question is this. My question is this. So before you done, and they might not even know what the answer is, but they might come back to you and say, "Now, what was your business again?" And then you might start your own. You might get your own following that way by sharing knowledge that helps to empower others to take control of their life. Okay, and why are you giving them therapy? Or are you giving them some keys to life? All right. Through business. Okay, cool. Through business. Okay. All right. Business strategies, or is it business structure? Because I can show you something real quick. It's kind of cool. Now, do you use AI as you trying to type all this stuff I'm trying to ask you? Like, damn, let me answer the first question, sir. Keys to generational wealth vehicles. Okay. All right. Did you heard my statement about generational wealth, right? All right. I swipe text. Okay. I'll swipe text. Yeah. Yeah. Just make sure when you're talking about generational wealth, people want to have some generations. But don't let nobody come in there talking about, I don't want no kids, but I want generational wealth. Hell. Make them say, I just want to be rich. And then they can go from there. Yeah. So, like, okay, from that, so you were giving them wealth vehicles. So check this out. Check my buddy out. You said you swipe. Hey V.
Hey there, I'm all ears, so just let me know what's on your mind.
Hey, I'm doing my live, like I do every night, and then all the people that I have in my room, these are pretty smart people, right? Because they in my live, right?
Absolutely. You've got your own powerhouse crew in there. I mean, anyone tuning into your live regularly has to be on the ball, so let's dive in and keep that smart energy flowing.
All right, so I have one person, one business owner in my live, and this person shares. Let me see. I'm trying to get the words that they use. She changes lives by sharing knowledge to help people empower others to take control of their lives through creating generational wealth vehicles. So I want you to just share a few of those opportunities, or what other wealth building generational wealth tools that may be offered through people, for people, I should say.
Absolutely. Let's dive into that. So, if someone in your live is all about helping others build generational wealth, there are definitely some solid pathways they might be sharing. One big one is real estate investing. Owning property or even just starting with a rental can be a huge generational wealth builder. Then there's starting or investing in businesses, helping people create income streams that they can pass down. Another one is just smart investing in the stock market or other diversified assets, teaching folks how to put their money into vehicles that grow over time. And hey, even things like life insurance or trusts can be part of that toolbox. So families have something solid to lean on in the long run. So it's really about giving people those building blocks, whether it's property, business ownership, smart investments, or legacy planning, so they can really shed that generational wealth.
Yeah, that sounds good. Hey, let me ask you this. I want to know, when we think about generational wealth, I look at a person like Warren Buffett. Talk to me about his business structure and his life structure that makes him rather unique. And then how is his business structured?
Absolutely. Let's dive into the Warren Buffett playbook a bit because he's definitely a classic example of that long game generational wealth mindset. So one of the unique things about Buffett is his whole business structure revolves around Berkshire Hathaway, which is kind of like this giant holding company that owns a bunch of different businesses. He's not just running one type of company. He's got a whole collection of them, from insurance to railroads to candy companies. And he's all about that idea of buying businesses that have solid fundamentals and then just holding on to them for the long haul. In terms of his life structure, he's famously frugal and pretty down to earth. He's lived in the same house for decades, keeps things pretty simple, and focuses on principles like patience, discipline, and making decisions based on long-term value rather than quick wins. So in a nutshell, Buffett's uniqueness is all about that combo of being a long-term investor, running a diversified holding company, and living a life that really matches his philosophy of steady, thoughtful execution.
Okay, so would you say then that the real secret sauce that he has is that he has a holding company, and that all of his companies are C corps? None of them are LLCs. None of them are S corps, but they're all either a holding company or a C corp?
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it. The secret sauce in both his structure is definitely that he uses a holding company, Berkshire Hathaway, as the main umbrella. And under that umbrella, yeah, most of the businesses he owns are indeed C corps. That structure gives him a lot of flexibility and tax advantages at that scale, and it's all about that long-term own it forever mindset. So yeah, you're spot on. The holding company plus a bunch of C corps underneath is a big part of his secret sauce.
Yeah. All right. So thank you. Appreciate it. Now, I wanted to say that high packs on purpose because a part of your toolkit, I would like for you to go look at if you're not teaching this already, how folks can get a holding company, and underneath those holding companies they have C corporations, not LLCs and not S corps. And I can tell you why, because a gentleman that I spoke with today, and I'm an S corp. I've never been an LLC. I'm an S corp, and I've been wrong about that structure. Wrong about it. Wrong about its tax advantages. Wrong about all of that. So, understand how somebody like Warren Buffett. I mean, when you look at that holding portfolio, it is crazy. So understand how, first of all, you need to have a holding company, and then where you actually go build that holding company, it makes sense too. And if you see, it's probably Wyoming, right? Wyoming is a place where tax advantages are phenomenal. But when you start talking to your people about wealth generation, everything needs to be under that, and then your holding company that is, and then all of it needs to be under different uh, C corporations. And I'm looking at, and I'm talking when I say just learned that part of it. I always knew about the holding company and things like that, but having every aspect of your life as a company is crazy. And this is what I mean by that, is that if you do an LLC or an S corp, you have to use your personal name in it. And LLCs, they already tell you that they limited liability. Not really, not really, because your name still goes on it. There's a whole lot more to it that I am not that gentleman that spoke about it, but I knew it right away. It meant C. Okay, C corp. Got you. Yep, C corp. Yeah. So think about that in your business. I tell you, before I leave here, I always give a nugget to hopefully somebody, because I want you all to return back and say, "Yep, I tried it," so you can come back and tell the group here what you learned. Funny, because I signed off this and came back on, and the Holy Spirit whispered to me, "Oh, really? Oh man, well, again, you can't take credit, nor can I, right?" And that's exactly right. And I talked yesterday about listening to that small, still voice, right? It's not a loud one. It's not a loud voice. But if we find ourselves willing to listen and execute as soon as we hear that voice, we will make our life so much better. Instead of just fighting. I'm pig-headed. Yeah, I know. You said go left, but right looks so good. Right looks excellent. Oh, it looks like all that stuff over there on the right hand side, right? Mess around, get over there and get yourself in trouble, right? But listen to that small, still voice, right? Because that's the one that's actually, and the first voice, right? It's the one that's going to lead you the right way. Yeah, but a lot of times we just overlook it and just bypass it and then make our lives harder. So I'm glad you did. Well, I got to do study on the holding. Yep, the holding company, guys, is the secret sauce. That I know. It's the secret sauce. And look, if you look at his, go look at Warren Buffett's portfolio. He has, and all that stuff says holding company, holding. He's not the only one. It's something that the rich have been doing that you don't know about, right? And his name, particularly, is not on anything. You ever heard the term that control everything but own nothing? Or own everything and control everything but own nothing. And really what that means is that they can't tie your name up with any one particular thing. You truly have liability protection. You truly have yourself. There is no such thing as piercing the corporate veil if you're doing it the right way, right? There's no such thing as you having to use your personal credit to run your business when it's all C corps and holding companies. It was a different mindset for me. It's a different mind shift for you. I'm not going to continue to talk and more in depth about that because that man was phenomenal, and I end up buying his course, buying into what he's doing because it just made so much sense. So if you don't know his name, Dwayne Williams, give him all the credit for that. And Dwayne, you'll see him on this app. He actually has a To You page, To You page. And in Wyoming, that gives you exactly. So Wyoming is the place. I heard that long time ago, but it didn't ring a bell to me until recently. But Wyoming is the place for you to create your holding company. Yep. Hey, little man with the big money though, little man with the big dollars. Yep. Well, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Good stuff. What else should we talk about? But high packs. I want you to do it. Become a guru at different things, in that as you sharing the ideas for folks to create generational wealth. Man, understand that there's some other paths that really help them, and of course, then you're gonna get. Of course, it's not just holding companies and C corps. Then you got the trust, right? You probably talk about trust, either revocable or irrevocable. But they play a part in it too. But what I've learned is that if you already own stuff, this is what I thought too. I bought a house. I didn't buy it underneath my company. But then I thought I can just take it and just put it underneath the C corp. But it's not paid off, so it doesn't have that protection. And you stop paying it, it's not protected. So it's got to be assets that are already paid off. Then you can put it in that trust that will then have the protection or whatever it has, or whatever you do with it. Right? You want to put one person, and this is what I didn't think, guys. This is probably more exciting about the C corps that I learned is that you think you had to be a big business, right? To do it, you think you had to be on the stock market and all these kind of things with it to have a C company. Religiosity. Hey, how you doing? You think you had to do all of that? You don't. You don't have to be there. Do you know that there's a clause in there that says you as a single individual owner, you write yourself up and say, I'm the single individual owner, right? And I don't need a board to confer with. I just learned that. That was fantastic. Thank you for your heart, me, sweetie. Thanks for inspiring us this morning, and trying to tell us how to say your name, because you just want to confuse us. You just want to have us all tongue twisted. That's all. That's all you want to do, all right? But with the C corp, guys, you don't. And I always thought I needed a whole board because I didn't read. I did not read, right? I didn't have to have that, but you can. From a tax advantage standpoint, it's better than my S corp, and it's certainly better than the LLC. Yep. The only structure that I have is either choosing to be private or public, C corp. Yes, or nonprofit, right? I think you need a nonprofit in your portfolio as well. What do I think before we go? The only structure I have is either choosing to be a private or public C corp. Yes, in the sense of stock shares. Oh, yeah. So if you read that whole thing about C corp, I think it'll probably come back more and more to life about how do you have to deal with that, right? But again, if you don't have to have a board, you can be the sole decision maker. And I read, and as he was showing it on the screen, man, I was like, man, I did not know that. I thought you had to have a whole board and things like that, but you don't. I just thought it was phenomenal. So I can't wait. So I bought all this stuff so I can move forward with the. I'm gonna flip my S corp into a C corp. I'm gonna flip that. But the thing that I have to watch out for me is that all my EIN is tied to a lot of government stuff, and trust me when I tell you, they are slow to pay, and they are looking for a reason. As soon as I change that, they're like, well, it's going to take us about 3 months or so, sir, before you get paid again. So but, overall, the long-term advantages I see. I can't look for the short-term hit that it's going to give me, but the long-term, it's going to work out. Yep. Long-term, it's going to work out. Yep. Stock shares. Some again, yes, I say just read it. Read it further and see how they, yeah, I think it's just distributions at that point. You're gonna be the sole person. Do you have to reapply for SAM.gov? If you get a new EIN, yes. And that's the switch and change for me, right? But he says you do not use your. You know how you worry about how long you've been in business and stuff. You do not use your years. You don't lose. Excuse me, your years in time. You don't lose it. And he used the example of he said women that get married, right? And they change their name. They don't have to go get a brand new birth certificate. So, right. In about to run around this room. I don't know what that means. In about to run around this room. That mean you leaving or you got excited? I'm about to run around this room. Oh, you guys so excited that you about to run. Don't blow a knee out. Okay, don't do that. Yeah, I hope it's helpful, right? Because when I learned that, I said you gotta be willing, guys, to receive. I don't care how successful you think you are, man. If I wasn't willing to receive new information, I can tell you this probably gonna save me hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars, right? Especially as I start to expand all over the U.S. That's my goal, right? Expand all over. Would you be sacrificing? That's what I just answered. Would you be sacrificing your past performance? No. That's the thing. Again, you'll keep your history, but again, you since you've heard the information now, so now you have to execute. The sooner you execute, the better for your business. The sooner you execute, the better. What else they got here now? Now I know why there are hope. Yeah. I had to hear this. Yep. I appreciate it. Me too. I mean, I could not wait. So make sure you get to when he speaks again. For some reason today I had the sense that he got so much business coming in right now that he may limit his time. Even though he's a big TikToker. I mean, he got a pretty good following. I have the sense that he may be pulling back a little bit today. He kind of just made a statement today that made me think that. Yep. But now we have the information. We just do a little bit of the research, and that's what you got to do. Not taking anybody's word for anything, but just kind of do that research, right? But the information is now there for you to consider. Right? Cool. Yeah, my peoples. I want everybody that goes live, please put a 1 in the chat so I can make sure that I note that and come visit you in your room. Anybody that goes live. Hi, Pax. I don't think I've ever been in your room. Have I not? Religiosity. I know that. I know you are. And then what times do you guys go on? Normally, do you have a set time? If you don't, I'm not really great at this yet, but I do know that consistency. That's just a business. That's just a business thing, right? Consistency I'm sure, will drive your rooms, and I'm sure it will drive mine eventually. I have only gone live for 2 days. Hey, now that's, oh my goodness, yeah, that deserves something right there. Fantastic, and you are gonna do nothing but get better too. Yes, you have one. I did. Okay. Well, hell, what did I say when I get in there? Okay, good. Well, at least I. No. Was yours the room I threw? Did I throw you the lion? The lion? No. Guys, I haven't thrown not one lion, so no, that wasn't me. I got close though. I really did. I was in one room, and I think I probably played closer to enough to have given a lion. Yeah, we was fighting. Trying to find a time. Okay, that's good. Do your thing. Do your thing. Just have fun. Just know what you're on the app for, right? Mine is just to inspire, to share some things that I know folks mainly don't get a chance to hear. But I want to inspire them that way. I'm changing my times from 4 to 6. 4 a.m. to 8 to 10 p.m. Okay. I'm hearing that's a good time frame too, though. No lion, hot packs, no lions. I need you to make good on that. You know what? They do have that little baby lion. What's his name? Tony? What's his name? The little one? The little lion? Good. Yeah, 4 to 6 a.m. to 8 to 10. Okay, so you always do 2 hours though? In fact, I got to get up tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah. I'm just trying to find my. I picked this time. I was at 8:30. I picked this time because I know my content creator. She goes on at 8:30, and I should have been off and going to join her, but I usually try to get an hour in. But now I'm finding out it easily sneaks into 2, sometimes into 3. As long as everybody, I'm not even at 100,000 taps yet in 2 hours. Is that normal? Is that normal, guys? Should I be at 100? I have to stay on just for myself so I can just sit and tap myself. Yeah, what's good? Well, I'm enjoying it though. I think you get to connect. I've connected with some really good people. You got some weirdos on here too, though. Yeah, some real weird. But some really good people though. With a billion folks, man, you bound to run into a couple of nutcases. But overall, I mean, I have some really good hearts on here, and I enjoy it. So I really do. I met people like religiosity. And wait a minute. The fact that you have 2 behind it means that somebody else called their name religiosity, and you had to pick the 2. Yes, they do have some strange. She said, "Stop it." Yes, that is above normal. I tend to see 10K to 30. Oh, you saying I'm above now? Oh, look at me! Look at that! You saying I'm above normal? Okay, well, good stuff. Then y'all did good. Whoever tapped, besides me. Yeah, besides myself. Okay, good stuff. All right, well, guys, if there are no more questions, or somebody want to throw something out, and then we can dig into it. I have this crazy wealth of knowledge that I've garnered over the years of. I think it's just born through bad stuff, bad decisions. I think that's where I get it from. Right. That's what someone asked me. There is no one who has won. I don't think. Okay, wait a minute. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, usually, like mine is Pulse AI. I have it out there, and I had to do 2 because somebody already had Pulse AI. come to find out, there's a lot of Pulse eyes out there. I will definitely be tuned into you. What are your show times? Oh, 7:30 every night Central. 7:30 every night Central Standard Time. My wife is looking at me like, man, you on TikTok again? Because on Thanksgiving I was up, I was in there, because I was cooking my famous dishes, because I'm a famous chef. And like I told people, I got all of my famous chefnesses there in many publications, many. In fact, okay, maybe just one or two. Okay, all right. Maybe I just sent one strong email out, with my stuff in it. But I was cooking that day, and then I was showing that I was doing some of my dressing, and my wife said, "Oh, get off that thing. You got them stovetop boxes in the background." Don't make people think I'm out here cooking stovetop dressing. Come on, and look, no, stovetop stuffing, because that's not dressing. That is not dressing. Okay, but no, it's been fun. So, but yeah, I was on that day earlier, and oh yeah. So then she comes up because she makes this elixir. It is something that she has to hold in for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. But it's got ginger in it. It's got turmeric. It's got all kinds of stuff in it, and vinegar and all that kind of apple cider vinegar. And when you take this, I mean, my chest just go. It's almost like the first time I tried to drink alcohol. I'm like, oh, but it's supposed to kill stuff. Hopefully not me. You said it sound like it worked. Hell, it better. Better work. Because it is strong going down. It is strong going down. Yes, indeed. Who else we got? We got somebody joined. We got high packs. We got religiosity. I think we flushed out y'all jobs and what y'all do. There is not one business that I can't help with my buddy V. He will help me flush some stuff out for you. Vinegar alone takes it. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Oh, it takes it out. Hell yeah, me too. Took me out. Yeah, the apple cider vinegar is strong. Then you should have some citrus in there too. So you got all of that stuff. But when COVID first kicked out, we both had it. Now, I was down. I was like a little kid, all wrapped up in the bed for a month. And she was within a week, she was up and kicking. Had to take care of me for a month. I was not moved. I couldn't go. Man, it had me. It had me. Apple cider vinegar and apple juice is my go-to. Okay. All right. Daybreak 70. I didn't see you sneak in. Hey, how you doing, Daybreak? Yeah. Yesterday, I think you were in here too, but I think it was at night. You don't normally come out to the daybreak. Okay. It actually is alkaline body. Yep, alkaline. I felt like an alkaline battery. That's how my chest was blowing up. I was down. Oh, you was down too? Yeah, that COVID had me, Again, she bounced up like, noonie noo. Yeah, that's when I lost my taste buds, and my coughing was horrible. But we got out of it. And so during that same time frame, the state that I'm in, they asked us to transport patients, or actually to have an ambulance at those testing sites, because they had a bunch of testing sites. Y'all remember how it all was. So then, just in case patients would crash, and then they'd have to be transported that day. So we had, and this is where that government money is fun. So government money is good money, guys, but it is slow. So I'm thinking, because I've already been signed up with the state for years, with inside of their acquisition portal or whatever it was, right? I've been there for years. So I'm thinking I'm good. I perform the task, so month 1 passes, no money. Month 2 passes, still no money. I'm like, oh, what the hell? Month 3 passes. Do you know it took 6 months before I got paid for that deal? And all it was that person just didn't hit the damn send button. And I'm like, hey, well, didn't you hear me call every day for 6 months? All right, so because in your business would be the same thing. Is cash flow is king, right? Not just cash, but cash flow. Because a lot of times when you go to get money out the bank, they want to see the veracity of money, how it moves through your bank account, versus just the fact that you may have that one time money or something like that. They might think it could be a loan or something, but they want to see cash flow. And so, look, cash flow is king, especially when you got to pay salary. Remember, it was that year. I think our payroll was over $1 million, and I'm like, we got to send me that money, please. Yeah. So, but that's it. So I want everybody to be wildly successful. If we can take and execute some of this stuff that we talked about, we will not be living in lack. We're going to allow ourselves to listen to that small, still voice that tell us to execute that next thing that we need to do. We're gonna allow ourselves to listen to that. Right? We are not going to not execute. We are going to execute. And then we're going to see the fruit of that consistent labor. Right? And then you'll be showing me some of your signed contracts. And I'm gonna be excited for you. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. If there ain't no more questions, and then I'm gonna see you all tomorrow. I'm gonna drop something good tomorrow. I'm gonna drop something good tomorrow. I'm not even gonna tease it up. I'm just gonna drop it. That happens. I'm just gonna drop it tomorrow, and then we just gonna keep on. All right, good. And I enjoyed it too. Thank you, Religiosity. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining in. Look, you guys could have been anywhere. You could have been anywhere. There's a lot of different content out here, but I really do appreciate you coming in and just having a time with me. I'm almost at 100,000. I almost want to stay because I see people talk about it. So I only need 10,000 more clicks. I don't even know what it means. So. I don't even know what it means to get 100,000. Should I stay and just try to click out to 10,000? Okay, all right. So I've been told that we can stay. All right. Let's click it up to 100,000. If y'all play now, what y'all want me to do? All right, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of music, and then if you got a question down there, I want you to kick it up because I want. You got to hear my theme song. You ain't heard my theme song again yet. Come on, y'all. We're gonna click to this. Keep cool. 100,000 clicks. Go. Hit. 100,000 clicks with 5 people. Is that a question? Hey, look, I'm already at 91. We can do it. See, we don't want to have that lack mentality. We want to see if we can get it. It'll be my first time getting there too. After dark. Taylor, how you doing? I don't think I saw you sneak in. How you doing? Somebody say I'm tapping. After dark. Taylor, type in the chat what you do. I might address that. See if we can have fun with what you do. How you change the world. You work with somebody? Are you looking to get out of that? I don't gatekeep. Hey. Okay, I got my Jamaican thing on, y'all. Watch out now. After dark. tapping it out. Is Eve still live? She usually go for about a good 3 hours or so. Oh, retired tech geek. I like it. All right. So Yahweh, okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't think I understood. I thought I did. They say you the grandma of the Most High, or you're a grandma. Oh, okay. Well, we wanna. So, okay. Why would we not put? Okay. All right. I'm as soon as after this, I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get on that. We're gonna talk about that. All right. I might have a little bit of knowledge in that area. Every night, see you after dark. Sweet Lou. That's a heck of a name. Tap, 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 tap. All right. I am. Tap, 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 tap. Yo, after dark, after. All right, I might just let y'all get to 95 because this move way too slow. So, but it's fine. It's like Taylor said, we're gonna do it with just 5 people. I don't know, like 4 people. And I can't tap myself. Oh yeah, I can't tap on this thing. Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna do this right quick. All right, so we're gonna do this with Taylor. Taylor, you still here? All right, so yeah, Pulse AI is okay. Good. So Taylor, you put Yahweh and you put Yahuwah. I'm interested in figuring out why you didn't put the S in there for Yahshua. As I've done research, especially in the Hebrew language, Yah, which is really the shortened version of Yahweh, and Shua, which means salvation. So that would mean Yahweh is salvation. So I'm just interested in why you didn't put the S in there. See you after dawn. Check something out real here. And okay. It looked like we maxed out the taps, yeah. Yeah, pretty close. Hebrew, okay. And I see you represented as a bot out here, and you don't have a bio, but you got a pretty huge following. So what again? Many names for Yah. Okay. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, so we want to get in here. So, but when you think about we'll the Hebrews represented that name with diacritical marks, right? For YHWH, right? Because they only speak with consonants and not vowels. I think you know that as well. So if they don't speak with they don't speak with vowels, but they're just consonants. So yes, there are. You can put like Yah. You can put with that. You can put Shua means salvation. Then you can put Yahweh Nisi. You can put a lot of different things behind it to represent all that He is. But His name is still Yahweh, right? It wouldn't change His name, but what those are is expressions of who He is. I gotta tap but I'm on a computer though. Does that matter? If it's a rap corner, I'm on a computer, so and I'm looking for it because I'm in the TikTok live studio. Let me see if there is a corner for me to tap. Now I can do it on if I was doing the web version, I can do it there. Then there's a lot of stuff I couldn't do. Yeah, all right. All right. Hey, we're at 93. We're gonna go. We're gonna go two more. We're gonna go get to 95, and then I'll be done. But give me some more interesting content to talk about. And Taylor, why don't you have a bio? A bio. Do you go live and all that good stuff? Good. I should have paused. Okay, we getting there. I do have a tippity tapper on my other device. I just want to look at my page. I just want to look at my page too. Look at your page too. What's your page doing? Let's see what you're doing. Okay. Colorful. Let me see.
You gonna get what you pray for.
You gonna get what you pray for. I'm looking at your first video. Okay, why did it stop on me?
You gonna get what you pray for.
You hear it?
Just don't.
Why did it stop? Okay, is it that quick or is it just me? Let's try the next one. Let's try the next one. Is this your own music?
Yeah, I see you. That's what's up. Yeah.
Sound Dr. Allen.
Say what?
You got a 2U present.
Come on, let's go. Man, what this man? Last night. That's alright. I'm okay with that. I want to call you.
My headroom, and then what's the one with the lion on it? The lion looks cool. Oh man, and then it brightens up. That's cool. That's really cool. I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I am her. Help feel my gift. Yes, I am. Okay, so Daybreak is female. Okay. All right, make sure. Did I call you a male in here before? All right, hell, it didn't seem like we moved. That's how I just looked. All right, we live every Sunday. We live every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Okay. All right. So, did you go live tonight? Oh, Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday. Okay, Sunday. I'll be looking for you. Let me see, Sunday. I like to support people that's, okay, I see you. I wasn't following you at first. Okay, I got you. I'm linked with you now. Oh, okay. Oh, is that, they have a max? Oh, I didn't know that. How's that? besides your fingers hurting. Okay, fantastic, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and shut it down. And I appreciate everybody that came in and came back in, left, came back, got some dinner, came back, went to other rooms, came back. But look, tomorrow I'll be here tomorrow. Same thing. I'm trying to stay. I made a commitment to myself to try to do it nightly, at least as this earlier stage in my TikTok career. So, but I like it though. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. And you guys have been great too. So we're going ahead and go ahead and end this live, and we will see you tomorrow. Cool. Thank you all for your help, support. Talk to you tomorrow.